the Clash of Clans to another episode on Death Row. I just wanted to cover a few things that went on in the last war, and we'll get right into it. As you can see, we lost. Um, wasn't by a lot, 1 star. We took a hit, and it was a pretty good clan. From Vietnam. Of course, all Vietnam clans are good. Either they're good or they cheat. I don't know which one, but they did one or the other. And I have no idea how to say their names, so I'm sorry if I butcher this. Traiwanason FC, but whatever. They were running pretty good army composition. Queen Walk Miners, um, Queen Walk Hogs. I'll show you a few. And this is, I hate to show my war base, so I'm going to have to change for next war. But as you can see, this is my number one base, and it never gets 3-starred, and it almost did. And this was a... Okay, can we replay? All right, there we go. Sorry. As you can see, I have a fully maxed out base, except for the walls. But they did, wherever they started at. Here they go. Sorry. They did come in with a queen walk and some back help, some minions, take out the cannons, and a balloon to try to take out that cannon, but the cannon was already gone. And you can see the queen's getting a pretty good funnel started at the bottom. The minions are making a funnel at the top, and the queen's going around the bottom. Now they're sending in the wall wrecker and an electro dragon to take out the right hand side of the base. Well, that would be the right hand side of my phone, but we'll say right hand side of the base. And I'm going to go ahead and say that one thing that I know that stopped a 3-star on this war is see how they are getting frozen right here by my clan castle troops. I usually carry 2 ice golems and a balloon in my clan castle, and it does put a hurt on their queen charge. When they're coming in with their queen charge, the queen gets frozen for 6 seconds from one, 6 seconds from another. That's 12 seconds off of a raid. Now, and then he comes in with the bulk of his troops, the hogs, from the west, going to the north. Plenty of heals. Still has his queen's ability, still has his Warren's ability. And as you can see, I thought it myself, I'm like, I'm screwed. It's 3-star. Because he has a freeze left, another heal, still has his queen, still has his warden. And look, only a few defenses left. And there are plenty of hogs. But as you can see, the time's running out. And that was because of my ice golems. If it wasn't for the ice golems, this base would have been 3-star. Now, of course, we still would have lost the war, but it would have been one more hurt on us that would have sucked. And it did come down to no defenses and 3 structures. And if he wouldn't have gotten frozen for 12 seconds, those 3 structures would have been gone. Easy. Now, as you can see, they didn't do very good on my second Town Hall 12, they got 50% barely. They did very well on all the other bases. And they did drop 3 triples on our Town Hall 12s on Heather, Gabe, and Cephas. Maj held up, and my weak little new Town Hall 12 held up barely, but it held up. Of course, they destroyed the rest of the base. Now, on our side, as you can see, we did not drop any but 1 triple on their 12s, which was number 9. And I'll go ahead and show you that this happened right at the end of the war. We had a couple attacks left. We were going to try to pick up the last 2 stars we needed. It was 51 to 53, and Cephas came in and he picked this up. It was a really good attack. He used E-Dragons. Now, like, everybody complains that E-Dragons are a spammy attack. I don't believe that for 1 second. You do have to put a little bit of work in there to get a complete 3-star. Yes, you can spam them down to get a high percentage 2-star. Now, as you can see, he puts his king down and 2 E-Dragons to make a funnel for himself to get his bulk of his troops going the direction he wants them to go. Now, unfortunately, he did forget his queen, and he didn't even need it. But now, as you can see, he created his funnel, and he sent in his bulk of troops right at the Eagle Artillery, which is one of the main defenses you want to get out of the way for the E-Dragons. And the sweepers really put a hurting on them also. As you can see, that sweeper is just tossing them E-Dragons around. But it's not going to stop this attack. You know, he has multiple balloons going around and so many rage spells left and freeze spells that this base cannot hold up. And luckily, his Warden's ability was not even used at the bottom, taking out that single Inferno, and the rest of the balloons and the E-Dragons just clean up top. Drops another rage to finish off this 1 archer tower here. And there's a wizard tower and an archer tower, so he figures, oh, I'm going to drop a freeze on it and get rid of that, because this E-Drag down at the bottom, it's going a little slow. He wanted to speed it up. And as you can see, he swags his Warden's ability here in about 3 seconds. 1, 2, and we will go ahead and swag it right about now. And there it goes. You know, he didn't need it for nothing, but he just goes and swags it. So that's good. It was a very, very good attack. You know, he came in quick with a couple. It was we had 5 minutes left to attack. He came in, looked at the base, knew what he had to do, and got it done. And it came down to 1 star. If we would have gotten another star, the percentages were just about lined up. If we would have gotten another star on a base, because a lot of these bases were only at 75 or 70. There were a couple at 80. There was one here at 58, which was my fault. I did 2-star it, but I got lucky. I'll actually show you what I did. And as I was going in on this base, As you can see, I do my funneling with baby dragons, and the baby dragons didn't funnel enough for me. See how they died off, and I didn't want to waste my heroes, so I just go ahead and drop my loons and my dragons. And as you can see, this sweeper is just pushing my E-Drags off course. I freeze it, but I miss the second freeze, and it pushes them back too far away from the town hall, and they're out of the rage. I try to rage up the loons to get the town hall, but I missed it. So now I'm sitting at 44%, and my E-Dragons are getting annihilated by the town hall and their two dragons. So I go, shit, I'm going to get a 0 star. But I'm looking at the base and I say, well, let me pick up the town hall. So I go in with my queen at the bottom here, get rid of this dragon. Luckily, the queen picks a weak part of the wall. Usually she'll shoot the wall right in front of her. She goes into a compartment and does not get distracted by the skeletons. Then I drop my king at the top to pick up the other star. Now, it was good thinking on my part, but it was a lousy attack in the beginning. If I would have frozen that sweeper at the specific time that I should have, I could have picked up at least 75% on this base, maybe even tripled it. But I screwed it up. Yeah, and I take the fault, of course. But luckily I did pick up the 2 star instead of a 0 star. Moving on. Our last league win, a friend of ours, well, he wasn't a friend in the beginning, but one of the other clans in the league, a Philippines clan, one of their members came over, Berwin, and he's been helping out with attacks. He came over and he gave me, I'm going to pause this first. I'm going to let you look at this base. I gave him a screenshot of this base, and I asked him for a little bit of advice because I've attacked these bases before, and sometimes I only get a 1 star because the way they have their arity setting on the outer corners, which is really shitty for me, especially using E-Drags. And I'm funneling with my baby dragons. The baby dragons are going to go for the barracks and the builder huts first instead of going at the air defense. So let's go ahead and get into the attack. He gave me the advice to send a couple loons in at each air, and it it kind of worked. As you can see, they had some air mines on this side. I took some damage on that one, and the sweeper blew the other balloon back. So I said, you know what? Let's just throw a baby dragon in it. Oh, no, that didn't work. Alright, let's go with the other side. Poof, that worked fine on the other side. 3 balloons. So I have 4 balloons left. I send 3 more in at this air out it goes. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. and I have another baby dragon left, so I wanted to complete a funnel which would narrow it down a little bit for me. I'm still pretty wide on the um, west side, which is where I lay all my troops. And as you can see, the sweeper is already blowing my troops out of the way, but because I made a funnel on the right hand side of the base, most of my troops go to the left where I wanted them to go. Now, as you can see, as my troops get into the middle here, I misplaced that rage, and my one dragon was not in the rage shooting at the town hall. So I missed the town hall. And that's usually what I do, but I'll put my heroes down on the back end. This time I was thinking ahead of time, and I saved my heroes for last, and I sent them in at the town hall. I'm already over 62%. Queen just charges right for the town hall, pop her ability, poof, takes that out. The king goes in, then the queen is already taking out 3 more structures. King goes in, hits a big bomb, and then he's sitting there stuck on the dark storage, so I hit his ability, and I pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course he goes for a wall instead of picking up another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenses. But he does go outside and grab a mortar. So he does pick up 4 structures and get me up to 71% instead of a 1-star 62%. So it was a decent attack, and thank you, Barwin, for helping me out on that. I appreciate it. Also, he had one of his clan members come over and do some attacks for us. They Those are all mine. Sorry. His attacks were copied over because of the low percentage. He was using Queen Walk Miner. Let me see if I can go into the war events and show you. That's my scrolling sound. Let me see here. Yeah, he got 72% on 9. Let me go ahead and show you his replay. He used Queen Walk and Miners, and his Miners aren't maxed for Town Hall 12. He has level 5 Miners. Of course, they go to level 6. His Queen's not maxed. His Warden's not maxed. But he does know how to create a really good funnel. He sends in both heroes. Queen on the south, King on the north, with a helping back end baby dragon to create a funnel for where he's going to send in his group of miners. And as you can see, he straight line the miners go right into the base. Of course, they hit a spring trap as soon as they go in. He did send a couple loons in to take out a couple defenses. Now his miners are in the base. He drops a heal, a rage, another heal, and drops his warden's ability so they don't get fried by that town hall. They easily take down both the Infernos, the town hall, and as they move through the base, he is out of heals. So the King, the Skellies, and the Expos take out the rest of his miners. But as you can see, he still has his queen and his queen's ability with the Eagle artillery shooting at her. He throws a rage down on those healers, pumps that queen back up to full health, and picks up at least, I say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more structures after she was almost dead. Of course, she has to fight her way through walls, but she gets rid of the Eagle, which was the main thing that was really pounding her. And then she picks up 1, 2, 3, 4 structures right there, 5. Then she's got to go through another wall, still having her ability. He sees that he's going to run out of time. So after he gets through this wall, he's going to pop her ability, because he wants to pick up as many structures as possible. He picks up 2 structures, another structure, pops the ability, 1, 2, 3, 4, hits a wall, and kind of runs out. So that was about 9 more structures after he picked up the Eagle artillery. I mean, it's a decent attack, usually 3 stars. I think he ran too many rages instead of hills. But he kept them for his queen charge. You know, it was a good attack. And other than that, I should have disabled my messenger. I'm getting messages from Heather. Other than that, we did pretty good. We cleared their all the way from their bottom all the way up to 9. 2-starred all their town hall 12s. I mean, they are a pretty good clan. Vietnam did good. If it wasn't for them dropping them triples on us, we would have had them. I'm not going to show you any more attacks. Well, you know what? I'll show you one more. I'll show you my top attack on their top base. And as you can see, it's that stupid 4-square base that everybody uses. As like you can see, I just start my funnel off the baby dragons, and of course they had a seeking air mine over there and took them out. And if you see, I drop my balloons first. The balloons will pick up any seeking air mines that are there, instead of the seeking air mine hitting one of your E-drags, taking 50% of the power off it. It just takes out one of the balloons. Now, they had their tornado trap right there, which slowed my E-drags down, but I did get the town hall down. I hit the warden's ability, so I didn't lose any more E-drags. Now they're going through the base. I need to pick up 50%. So I freeze the Eagle artillery. I drop my balloons out of the stone slammer. And then I go ahead and... Where did I put my... heroes? I put them over here on the... let's see, west side of the base. And to pick up at least... I try to get at least 70%, if not a 3-star. But the Eagle artillery was still up. Locks onto the king. I hit the king's ability. And of course, as you can see, they have that Inferno in too far for the queen to pick it off. Now, I'm already up to 72%, 73%, but the wall spacings on between these Infernos and the Eagle, I could not get those with the queen. The queen could not reach. But it was a decent attack. E-drags always, if you do it right with the spell placement, with E-Drags, and you get your funnel and spell placement down. I don't care if you spam them all in one place. You will always get a high percentage 2-star. You can check my... I can't say my friend Galadon, but my my YouTuber that I go to, Galadon, this is one of his best strategies. I use it in leagues, I use it in war, and most of my other clanmates use it also, and it's getting us wars won. Unfortunately, we did lose this one, but what can you do? But I'm going to have to wrap it up there. We are going into another war, as you can see. Like I said, we lost to Tryon Sonfic, whatever their name is, by 1-star. But nothing we can do. We are going into war starting in 22 hours against Syria. And I have no idea how to say their name, so I'm not even going to try. You know, that's how you say their name, I guess. But there it is. And looking at them, I looked through a couple of their bases. I'm not going to show them because these are their war bases, and I don't want to give anybody's war bases away. We have changed our war bases, and I'm not going to show those. But they are not as high as us. They're not as... Most of their bases are rushed. They all have mostly high queens, but their kings are like in their 20s. Their defenses are low, and especially when they get down to here, all their bases are rushed. So it shouldn't be too hard. And as you can see, looking at my base, I am fully maxed out. Heroes, defenses, and I'm getting the walls done. I know, walls. Of course. Everything's walls. Other than that, we have some special stuff in the shop. Prepare for battle. $2.99 pack with a power potion and a hero potion. $4.99, $9.99, and then they want you to spend $50 for all that crap, and I'm not going to do that. Of course, I still got some league medals left in every one of my accounts. You know, I don't need them here, so I can't use them. There's 5 hammers of fighting, hammers of building, but I don't need them for anything. One other thing, I'll show you the events that are coming up. We have Double Trouble, World Power, Tiny and Shiny, which reminds me of Bama. I won't go into why. He knows why. But other than that, the next Clan League Wars start in 13 days, and we are getting prepared for that. And Clan games are ending in a day. And as you can see, our clan is already finished. Easily. We got all the rewards. So, hopefully you like this video. Do me a favor. Hit a like. Hit subscribe. Send it to your friends. I'm going to try to make videos every day. Let me know if you want me to make base layout videos, attacks, Town Hall 9, Town Hall 10. Let me know what you want me to make in the comments below. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching. This is Def Row. Back at ya. Peace.